Hi. Today we're going to be installing TightWiki on a Windows 2022 server. TightWiki, being an ASP.NET 8 web application, at least on Windows, is intended to run on IIS, or Microsoft Internet Information Services. So we're going to first install and configure IIS. Then we're going to download and install the ASP.NET Core hosting bundle. Uh, we're going to do them in that order because the ASP.NET Core hosting bundle will actually do a lot of the configuration of IIS for us if IIS is configured previous to installing the hosting bundle. Once we've done both of those things, we're going to download and extract the TightWiki binaries and database files and get this thing up and running. Okay, to install and configure IIS on your Windows 2022 server, we're going to open up the Server Manager. We're going to hit Add Roles and Features. We're going to click Next, and then click Next. From this list of roles, we're going to check off Web Server IIS. It's going to ask if we want to install the Management Console. We do. It's going to make things a lot easier for you. So Add Features, and click Next. From this list, we're going to want to ensure that both the .NET 4.8 is installed and also the ASP.NET 4.8, so check that off on the features list. And I'm pretty sure that's going to be it from here. Click Next. Next again on the web server role. And then once we get to role services, we're going to want to go down to application development. From here, we're going to check off .NET Extensibility, 4.8, Application Initialization, ASP.NET 4.8, and we want to add the optional IIS API features and extensions. And click Next. And finally, hit Install. Okay, so now the IIS is done installing, we're going to go ahead and click Close, and we can close the Server Manager. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab the ASP.NET hosting bundle. Of course, like I mentioned earlier, the links for all of these packages will be available in the description. So we're going to scroll down to the ASP.NET Core Module Hosting Bundle and click on Direct Download. Going to go ahead and install the hosting bundle now. Agree, install. Shouldn't take too long. Okay, now that that's done, we're ready to configure IIS. Before configuring IIS, we're going to go ahead and download the TightWiki binaries by going to tightwiki.com and scroll down towards the bottom and go to the GitHub releases. You can find the latest version and download the TightWiki production.zip. And we'll open that download location. All right, now we have the TightWiki production binaries and database files. We're going to go ahead and just extract those somewhere. I'll stick them on the desktop for now. It's probably the longest part of the whole process. Okay. Close our downloads folder. Now we've got the TightWiki production, and underneath it is a data folder, which is just going to contain your SQLite databases. And we have the TightWiki folder, which contains the site binaries, HTML, JavaScript, etc. So we are going to navigate to your, we'll close that, start over. We're going to navigate to your drive C and inetpub, which is a directory which was created from the IIS install. And from here, we are going to grab these TightWiki folders, TightWiki files, at this level here. It's kind of confusing with these white windows. We're going to take the data and TightWiki folders, and we're just going to drag them at this level into C INET pub. Drag them over, move. Okay, so now we've got the files in place. We're going to configure IIS. Okay, so to begin configuring IIS, we're going to click Start, search for IIS, which is Internet Information Services Manager. We're going to drill down to the default website level. Now, again, we're doing a very basic configuration here. We're going to use the built-in default website. Uh, the more sophisticated installation where you're adding subdomains, you have more than one site, this is definitely going to look different. But since in this installation walkthrough we installed IIS, I'm assuming that we're using a basic installation. So we're going to go to the default website. We're going to click, once we have clicked on default website, we're going to click on basic settings on the right and hit your button here to browse for the folder which we extracted earlier. We put that under C INET pub TightWiki. When you click on TightWiki, you should see runtimes and www root underneath. We want to just select this TightWiki level and hit OK. All right, on the pass-through authentication, by default, there's a couple different security models we can use. We're just going to go with the basic out-of-the-box IIS, IU, SRS, as it's called, account. We'll get to that in a minute. There's nothing to do here. We're just going to click OK. All right, now this site runs under the application pool called Default App Pool. So go up to Application Pools, click on that, and click on Default App Pool. Now click on Basic Settings, and we're going to want to change this .NET version from 4 to No Managed Code. And this is .NET Core, .NET 8. It's not managed, it's native. So Default App Pool, Basic Settings, change it to No Managed Code, and hit OK. All right. I believe we're done in IIS now. We can minimize IIS, and we're going to go back to the folder where we extracted the files earlier. Now, by default, IIS should be able to read these files, but it's not going to be able to write to the database file. So we'll need to set up permission for that. We're going to start by going to TightWiki, right-click, and Properties. And we're going to go to Security, Advanced, Add. From here, we're going to hit Select a Principal. It's the link at the upper left. And we're going to put in IIS underscore IUSRS. Never can remember that. You can hit check names to make sure you put in the right name. It should, build it out, capitalize it. If not, you can hit advanced and search for the user, but that worked. IIS underscore IUSRS. Hit OK. We're going to make sure that read execute, list, and read are the only selected checkboxes. And we can hit OK. Hit OK again. OK once more to apply the settings. Now for the data files which we extracted earlier, while we do have read access, we're going to want to give that same user write access. That's the user that IIS is using to access this folder and these files. So go to Data, right-click, Properties, Security tab once more, Advanced, Add a User, select the principal, IIS, IUSRS. Check name, hit OK. And now once again, we have the read, list, and read, but we want to also add write permission, allowing that user to not only read, but also make changes to our database files. It's required to run TightWiki. Hit OK, OK, OK once more. All right, now at this point, if we go back to IIS and click on our site, you should see a link to browse, which will open up the site in your default web browser. And if you hit browse, you should see that it opens up your own copy of TightWiki. You'll see that there's this big, ugly dialog on top, which is saying you haven't changed your password. It's a security feature. It's supposed to bug you, so we're going to get rid of that first. So go up on the menu and click Login. And if it's not obvious, the username is this admin@tightwiki.com. And go ahead and paste that in. We're going to copy the password, paste that in, and hit login. You'll see that we have a couple of new menu options at the top, which means we have logged in. We're going to go to My and Account, Password, and we're going to change our password. Paste in the same password you had earlier, this one that's mentioned at the top. Put in your new password, and hit Update Password. The ugly nag screen on the top should go away, and now you have your copy of TightWiki running. And the only thing that is left to do is to navigate to Admin and Configuration. From here, you're going to want to change things like the address to point to whatever you're calling this, whatever port you're running it under. Change the copyright from all of my stuff, your name. Uh, yeah, customize this thing to your heart's desire. Uh, Page, edit. And there's your page editor. You should be able to look at all the different various types of emojis at this point. View your database files, site metrics, all of the fun stuff that you can't do on the tightwiki.com sandbox. Uh, my email address is on the tightwiki.com. If you have any issues, email me. I'll read them all. I'll respond to them all. We'll get to the bottom of whatever issue you're having. So thanks. Let me know if you have any feedback.